Hi there, my name is Merrick. I am your tutor for today. Today I'm going to show you some basic Excel training. It's basically just what I know and a little bit of what other people have shown me. It's not very difficult. It's actually a pausable video and it's a rewindable video, so you can actually have the video open in the window on the left hand side of your screen, and you can have Excel open on the right hand side of your screen whilst you test out the things which I'm showing you on the video. So if I'm going too fast for you, don't worry about it. You can watch it over and over again. You can actually watch it whilst you work. Anything, you don't have to worry about it going too fast and then you're not picking things up. Okay, I'm going to start with things like fonts and filters and numbers and stuff like that. Then I'll move on secondly to things like formulas and pivot tables. Okay, let's say we want to write number 1 in there. And I want to have number 1 in every single box on the way down there. So what I'll do is I'll click on that black square in the bottom right hand corner and drag, sorry, my mistake, and drag it down, and then it'll put number 1 in every single one of them. Same as if I want to do it across, I'll put number 1 in every one of them. Now let's say I put number 1 and in the second box I put number 2, highlight both of them, drag them down, it'll now count up numerically. It'll do the same going the other way. Okay, now let's say I want to put in I put in the day of the week. It'll do exactly the same. Drag it and it will add up. We can put in the month. It'll do exactly the same for you. It'll drag down. Oh, very sorry, you'll have to put... Have I spelt it wrong? Yes, I have, sorry. That's why I didn't recognise it. So if I drag it down now, it will do that for us. Okay. And exactly the same if I do it across, it will fill it out for us. Okay. What else have we got there? Now let's say, as you can see down here now, September doesn't quite fit in that box, neither does Wednesday. So what I can do is highlight the column and then double click in between C and D. It'll widen it for us. But let me just take it back a step. If I highlight both of them, well, if I highlight if I highlight all of the columns and double click it, if you just watch what happens here when I double click here, I'm going to do it now. It makes every single one of them fit. What else we can do is, if we've got all this highlighted, if we click on that, if you watch it when I click it, it will make everything be centralized. So I'll click it now. You keep an eye on the others. Okay, if I want everything to be left on the left hand side, I'll click that. If I want everything to be on the right hand side, I'll click that. But I will centralize them for now. Okay, let's say I want to change the color of the March into red. I can do that by clicking that. Let's say I want now the background to be yellow. I can do that. Now let's say I want to do more than one cell at the same time. Okay, let's make them yellow. And let's make the writing blue. But let's now change that. I want that to be red. Okay. All that you can do by just clicking on these things here. Now let's say I want to put some squares around there, because when you print this off, the squares you see on the screen will not be printed off. You'll have to put your own squares in, your own lines. If you go to that one there's all different sorts of borders and lines here. That one will put a line for everything. So it's now just put the lines in there, as you can see down there. Okay. Now let's say we wanted to add a column in here. We want to add a row in there because we've forgotten something. If we just highlight it, and if we right click, insert, it's now added one in there, which wasn't there before. I can now do another one if I like. Now if I want to add 2 in now, if I just highlight those 2, right click, it'll insert 2. If I want to, add 4, right click, insert, it puts another 4 in, okay? Obviously, maybe I don't want them to be red. Well, I'll just go back to the painting and make it no fill. If I want to get rid of the lines, I would just go to the line and then I go no borders. Okay. There's that kind of thing. Now, another thing we can do here is, let's say that box isn't big enough, but you don't want to widen it because you don't want it to be any wider than the Thursday. So what you do is, if you highlight that, right click it, you're now going to format the cells. You now click alignment, click merge the cell, okay, that is now one cell. So if I go for, as you can see, it's gone too big for those cells now. What I can do is click on the cell, go back to where I was, format cell, alignment, and now wrap text. That will now, if you see, it makes you fit in there. So let me just make that bigger. It's all in there. See, if I keep on writing now, it now fits into left or right. It fits. It won't expand left or right. It goes up. It goes down. If you know what I mean. If I copied that and pasted it into that cell there, you'll see it doesn't fit. It's just not there because I've expanded them and wrapped the text. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm going to show you now, you obviously know this already, how to change the size of the font. You just click on the font you want to change, or click on, what's that, 12 different cells you want to change the font in, and just go up there, change the font. As you can see, it's only changed in the ones you highlighted. Highlighting something tells Excel what you want to work on, what you want it to adjust, if you know what I mean. Okay, I'm just going to take that back down because it's made it look a bit weird. Next thing I can show you is, let's say that Saturday you wanted to write a little message there, but you don't want it to show because it's going to just make such a mess. If you right click it, then go to insert comment, you can put a comment there to say, you can put in whatever you want there. Click on that. Now the comment is in there. You can see a little red triangle there, which means there's a comment there. If you want to see what the comment means, just hover over it. Don't have to click on it, just hover over it, and it shows you. Okay. Comments can be obviously adjusted and deleted as you want. Also, another thing you can do, let's say I didn't want the word may to be there, but I actually wanted it there. I can highlight it, then not go to the black cross square in the bottom, but actually go to there, and I can drag it across and drop it anywhere I like. Okay. I'll take it back for now. I'll just press undo. It's gone back. Let's say this spreadsheet is much more than what you can see there. Let's say it goes all the way down and there's thousands and thousands of lines on it, but you want to find a certain word that you know that's there. If you press Control F and then type in what you want to find, let's type in Friday, and you just move it to the side, and you press enter, it'll find Friday as you can see there. Now let's say you wanted to find another Friday, you'd press find next, and now it's found that Friday. Find next, back to that Friday. So there's only 2 Fridays on this page. Okay, so that's how you can search and find things. Another thing I can show you is, now let's say, again, this is a lot of information on here and probably further down there as well, but you want to print it off now, but you only want to print off a little bit of it. If you, let's say I only want to print off that bit there, or let's say I only want to print off that bit there. Okay, I'll go for just that bit there. If I then go to, I think it's in insert, no, page layout, I press print break, print area, and set print area, it'll eventually put like a dotted line around that. If I print this now, that is all that'll come out on my paper. Saves me printing all the other garbage I've got on the paper. Yeah? And let's say it doesn't fit to the page and I want to make it bigger, I can go to margins, And obviously if I choose that, you get more on the page. And it does that for you. Let's say I wanted it to come out landscape instead of portrait. I'd click on the orientation button, and obviously you can pick landscape. Now if I go to print, what I'll get is this on the landscape. Okay, and I think that's the end of the fonts and filters training. I'll move on now to formulas and pivot tables. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for a brand new screen. Get rid of that. Start afresh. Okay, I'm going to copy a few things from Navision now. I'm going to go into bin contents. I'm going to copy everything. Start like an airbed. A, B, D, star, which will show me all the airbeds in bin contents. Sadly, you don't have a description of the item in bin contents, so this is what I'm going to show you how to do. You copy bin contents of airbeds into Excel, paste it in. Obviously, again, I'm going to do this to make it fit. I'm going to centralize it. Don't need any lines. So now I'm going to open sheet 2 down the bottom. I'm going to go back here to the vision. Now I'm going to go into items. I'm going to press F5 where it has the code again, but it also has a description. So I'm going to put a filter on A, B, D, star again. Now this will copy over now, and I'm going to put this on sheet 2. Okay, so that's sheet 2. I'm going to paste it in. Again, I'll highlight that and double click it to make it fit. I'm going to centralize it. Okay, you see, on sheet 1, I've got the item code and variant but no description. But I want the description to be there, but it's on sheet 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to open another column there, insert. I'm going to call that description. This is a very handy tool, especially if you're doing a lot of codes. You've got thousands and thousands of lines. It takes seconds to do this. Really, there's about 30 seconds and it's done. But I'll take it a bit easy with you guys now. Okay. What I'm going to do, this is called a vertical lookup. You'll click in that cell there. You'll click on FX. You look for vertical lookup. Because I've used it before, mine's already on it. So click OK. You can move that to the side. Okay, it's now asking what do you want me to look at? Well, I want you to look at the information in cell A2. Okay, where do you want me to look for it from? If you click on that and then go to sheet 2, highlight everything on it, and then press F4. Now it's asking you which column do you want me to bring you back the information from. Well, I want you to be in column 2. This is 1, this is 2. So if we put there 2, and for some reason we have to write the word false in there. Press enter. Now if you have a look here now on sheet 1, hang on, it's jammed on me. Okay, sheet 1, it's now put a description next to AVD007. And you're thinking, wow, I'm going to have to go back and do all that for every single one of them. No. Go back to that little thing down there, that little square. You can actually drag it down, and it tells you what they are, or you can double click it. It takes it all the way to the bottom. Let's double click that. Now you've got a description next to everything. Absolutely everything. Now what you can do here, you can carry on. Let's say on sheet 2 we also had something here saying what they were worth. I'll tell you what. And then I'll go 7.9. I'm just creating a figure for you guys here now. Okay, we've got some values there now, okay. We'll go back to sheet 1. I want to put the cost there. I'll do exactly the same again. I'll click there. I'll go there. Vertical lookup. For that item. Where? On sheet 2. Click on it and F4. And now as you see it's going to be 3. It's going to be column 3. So F4. Click there. Column 3. Write in the word false. Now you're back to column 1. You can see there's a price next to them now. Price is only down to there because that's all I did, I think. And there's $6.99 somewhere there further down. I knew something happened there. Anyway, so your cost is there. Now you can just carry on doing that, bring any information over, but the information here has to be identical to the information here. If you had a dot after the 7 here, no dot after the 7 here, then it wouldn't pick it up. It only tries to match it up, if you know what I mean. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you another little trick now. This is called, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Concatenate. Let me just open another column here. Insert. Let's say we wanted, on the end of 5.1, we wanted NV to show, which is the variance there. We wanted it to show there, okay? Let me just get rid of what I did there. But obviously we want to do it for every single one of them, so we're going to have to use a tool. I would click in there, I would go FX, I'd look for Concatenate, click on it, click OK. It's telling me which text you want to concatenate. Well, I want to concatenate that one, click in there, and I want to concatenate that one together. Press enter, and you'll see what happens now. Let me just open it wider. Obviously there is no variance for that, so when I get down here, it's now put the variant, those two are now together. Obviously, double click on it again, and it puts them all in if you ever need that done. Now I'll take it a stage further. To unconcatenate something, it's called mid. Don't ask me why, but that's what it's called. So what you would do here is, you click in that cell, you would click there, you would look for mid, click on mid, okay. It would now ask you which text do you want to mid. I'd say that one there. What start digit do you want it to start at? I'd say 1. And where do you want it to finish? Well, after the O it's 6, isn't it? So ABD is 3, 050 makes it 6. So the GR I want to be unconcatenated, so I put 6 down there. Press OK. It's now put it back. Just ABD, and you double down. It's put it back without the NV. Okay, so now you've seen mid, you've seen concatenate. Again, don't worry, you can rewind it. Watch it over and over again. Right, okay. We need to show you now some cell format. Okay. Let's say I'm gonna put in here the date. Okay. And I drag that date down. And then I delete that date. Then I write 1 in there. And all I wanted was a 1, but for some reason now it's giving me a date. I don't want it to give me a date. It's only giving me a date because I used that cell earlier on for dates. Now I put a 1 and a 2 in, it thinks it's still at a date. So if I highlight them two, right click it, format cell again, then I go back to numbers there. You have a choice of how you want to format it. Okay. If I wanted it to be currency, I click currency. How many decimal places I want? I'll have 2. What symbol do I want? Pound. I click OK. It makes it a pound. Go back to it again. Format cell. All I want is numbers. Press OK. Just give me a number. I'm thinking I don't want the dots and the noughts. I'll go into it again. Format cell. Take away the dots. And I'm back to 1 is what I started with. Okay. There's so many things you can do with Excel, and I don't think I'm showing you anything compared to what it really can do, if you know what I mean. Another thing it can do, let's say we write in there 34, we write in there 12. Sorry, it needs formatting again. Let me just format that. Let me just put some squares around it, and I'll format it. Format cells. Just go back to numbers with no separators. Okay, 34 and 12. I say I want to add that up. If I click in there, press equals, and then press that, and then press plus, and then press that, it'll add it all up for me. Okay. Now let's say I drag this down. Okay, and I change that to 13, 14, for instance, and I will, just for showing. Okay. Now, because I've done an equals that plus that there, if I drag that down, it's dragging the formula down as well. It's now added those two to give you that, those two to give you that, those two to give you that, and so on. It'll add them all up for you. Now, there's another way of doing it. Let's say I get rid of them. And I want to add all those up. Now, I could do this if I wanted to, equals that plus that plus that. It's just long-winded. But what I can do is click there. If I click on Autosum, it'll highlight it, it'll tell you, is that what you want me to add up? You press enter and it gives you the total. Okay, it gives you everything like that. Okay, I now want to show you how to do a pivot table. This one's a bit more difficult. I'll need to delete some stuff off here to do that. Okay, let's get rid of that. And that, no, yeah, get rid of that. And I'll get rid of that and that. Okay. Let's get rid of those lines. Okay, as you can see now, ABD 007, let me get rid of that dot. ABD 007, I've got down there 1, 2, 3, 6 times. What I've just highlighted there now, if you have a look down here, it's counted it for me, 3829. I'll highlight the whole row now. It's counted everything, 26,464. If I just highlight 2 of them, 760. Okay, it'll add it all up for you. But if I want to know how many ABD 007s I got on this page, how many ABD 50s, how many 51s, how many 53s, I'm going to do is I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to the pivot table. It's asking me what range do I want to do it on. I'll highlight all them and I'll press OK. I will drag in item number, drop it there. I'll forget about the bin code. I'll drag in quantity and drop it there. Okay, I need to then go to count of quantity. I want to value field setting and change it to sum. Now what it's done now, if you remember, ABD 007 we had 3,829. Well, if you look there, that's what it's showing you. ABD 51, we've got how many? Quite a few. We've got 2,423, as you see, 2,423. It's added them all up for you. So that is pivot tables. Basically, that's all I can show you for now. If anybody wants anything else shown to them, I'll create another video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.